I wanted to take a moment and fulfill a member request. A lot of you guys have asked for HBAR to be updated in video format, and so we are going to take a look at that today. The HBAR chart continues to be in a downtrend that started when the B wave peaked in January 2025. That was around 40 cents. This is, by the way, the 4-day time frame, the 4-day chart, which still shows us that further downside is at least likely, because the market could be in a C wave to the downside in this yellow scenario. A C wave should be 5 waves. Honestly, I do not yet clearly see all 5 waves as completed. It's very much possible that we are still working on the 5th wave to the downside. Main reason is also that a C wave normally reaches the 100% extension target, which is the 100% extension, the same length as the A wave. Now, we don't have to get there exactly. By the way, it is located at 2.4 cents, but I'd like it to test at least the swing lows from October 2024. The 61.8 retracement is located there at 4.6 cents. If we get there, and by the way, we're currently trading at 7.1 cents. But if we get there and the market does not form an impulsive upside reversal from the 4.6 cent area, then 2.4 cents would be the next obvious downside target. But I would expect there to be some support in the area around 4.6 cents. For now, the market remains in a firm downtrend. You can see that this is not unfolding in a straight line, but still it's a pretty aggressive decline. I mean, HBAR lost round about 83% from the high in January. That is bear market quality. Altcoins often decline even further in bear markets. So HBAR isn't, it's holding up quite well, you could say. But for now, the market is even below the yellow trend line. And that yellow trend line, which is currently coming in around 7.6 cents, is our first resistance. If the bulls can drive the price above it, I'd say then it opens the door to a test of the 10.9 cent level, potentially in an extension of the yellow 4th wave. So I think now we need to take a look at the shorter time frame to get an idea of the micro support and micro resistance levels. However, I do currently not see any evidence that a major low has formed. So, and here you can see at the moment on the smaller time frame how the HBAR chart is working on the micro patterns. Look, in my opinion, this chart could be working on the 5th wave to the downside already. However, the last decline was a 3-wave decline, right? So you can label this decline. Well, actually, I could even call it 5 waves. Hold on. So let's say the decline from the May high was a 5-wave move. It would have to be a diagonal, though. And this means it could also be interpreted as a corrective move down. But let's say this was a 5-wave decline from the May high into the July lows. Then it would represent wave 1 in the yellow scenario of a larger 5th wave down. The market might have started the wave 2 bounce right now. And the next structural resistance is the yellow trend line. I already mentioned that. That's currently coming in around 7.8 cents here on the smaller time frame. But the more meaningful resistance is the resistance zone above the Fibonacci resistance area. It's between 7.9 cents and 9.8 cents. And this is the zone that is relevant for a wave 2 bounce. So if the market is really working on a wave 2 bounce right now, it should unfold as an ABC structure, which means in the very short term, the market can move higher, but will probably only do so in a corrective pattern, a 3-wave move, a counter trend move up. And should, in the short term, however, hold above the 6.5 cent level, which is the swing low from July. That's how I see HBAR. Only a break above the resistance at 9.8 cents would open the door to a wider wave 4 bounce. But for now, I treat this as a wave 2 bounce within a 5th wave to the downside, which means it's a pretty bearish interpretation. But what I definitely would say is likely is a wave 2 bounce that we enter the resistance area between 7.9 and 9.8 cents. And I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in additional updates, I always recommend that you follow us on X as well for many additional updates, charts, news, and much more. This is the More Crypto Online channel where you can also find exclusive videos, sometimes faster than on YouTube, sometimes exclusive on X. So yeah, make sure you only follow the one with the golden check mark. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.